Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Culture News. My name is David SERERO, and I have the great pleasure to have today over the phone a fantastic fashion designer. His name is Henry PICADO, and I'm sure you have read about him. You have seen his show because he is absolutely a first-class fashion designer, and he has also his own brand. He's the creator, director, and the founder of a fantastic brand called Estée and Clo. So I have today on the phone Mr. Henry PICADO. How are you, Henry?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me here in your station.
It is a pleasure and it is an honor to have you. So, Henry, I had the pleasure to watch your fashion show during Fashion Week at what is called the Latinista, kind of the Latino part of the New York Fashion Week, and I was absolutely mesmerized and amazed by your wonderful work. The design.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about the design, but I mean the colors are something like I've never seen before. You had that blue, the strong blue, light blue. You had that red. And I think you really have your signature on each of the dresses. So congratulations, my dear friend. But
thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, Henry. For the people who don't know you, I would love to know a little bit more about yourself. Where did you grow up, and what brought you to become a fashion designer?
Well, I was born in Costa Rica. My ancestry is Italian and Spanish, so I have a lot of flavors and colors in my life. And one of the biggest influences I have as inspired designers was my grandma, because everything started when I was 7 years old. I saw my grandma walking by a store, a boutique, and she saw a dress display in the window, and she loved it. But I didn't know any better at that point. And she went home, and she started putting newspaper and scotch tape, and she started cutting the paper. Wow. And I didn't realize she was creating a pattern. Then she put the fabric, and she made the dress exactly like the window. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to be. I didn't know what to call fashion designer. Actually, I want to be that. I want to be able to make something out of nothing. So I asked her to teach me how to sew on a sewing machine, and the first thing I started making was pillows. I did pillows for everybody. I was giving pillows as holidays for everybody, and it was very inspiring. It was like she was kind of my role model, and my first experience sewing was with those old-fashioned pedal machines, and it was great. It was like, so I ended up making all that stuff, and it's been influenced ever since then. So my goal was to come to one of the main countries, either New York, in Europe, Paris, Milan, London, one of the capitals of the world, just to expose what I have inside of myself. And I landed in New York, and I've been nonstop ever since.
Wow, and now you are based in New York, right?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah, I go all around the world. I do shows. I have special events and dealing with from celebrities like Lady Gaga and Oprah and major celebrities that I have done.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the list of celebrities that who have wore your wonderful dress. So it goes from Queen Latifah to Selena Gomez, Tyra Banks, who else I know here? John Collins, Oprah Winfrey, Lady Gaga, Rosy Diaz. I love that girl.
Rosy Diaz is awesome. She's a great person.
Oh, yeah, she's so funny. Victoria Mendoza, Miss America. I wanted to ask you, Henry, so you have these beautiful Latino origins, which is absolutely amazing. And I say it more as a foreigner because I'm from Europe, like the Latina culture has such a strong impact, and I mean that really in a good way. Like America without the Latino culture is not America. Like America without J-Lo or George Lopez, or you know what I mean? It's not America. I wanted to ask you, how do you see the Latino in the fashion world or on the fashion scene today?
We're very colorful people. So as you can see in my show, we're very colorful people. We're loud and we know how to make presence of ourselves. And whether it's in a private event or in a public major place, we always know how to bring attention to ourselves. And the beauty about our cultures is that we so diverse, because the Latino community, like for instance, myself, my background is Italian and Spanish. So I was born in Costa Rica, and I'm like one of the few first generations of being born in Costa Rica. But I have like the flavors from Europe. My taste is very European, but my colors are very Latin. So all that merges and becomes this new persona. So I bring it to the United States. Flavors that can compete in America can compete in Europe. And that's what we've seen in the artists like Jennifer Lopez and Dalia and all these major celebrities who represent the Latin community so well. Ricky Martin, for instance, because they have something that is out of the box. So,
and one thing really you have, Henry, is that you have this signature. Like, you see, for example, when you see a Picasso, even though you see a painting by Picasso that you've never seen in your life, when you see it, you're like, this is a Picasso. When you hear Barry White, you know, even though you never heard that song, you know it's Barry White. Why? Because they have the signature. And I realize that in fashion, the more and more it goes, the more and more people are losing their identity. Like Yves Saint Laurent in the old days, when he did the Mondrian, you know, dress, you knew it was Saint Laurent. And I must say that I see less and less this. We had John Galliano, Alexander McQueen, who really had such their own signature. But I must say, really, Henry, and I want to really congratulate you on that, because you have your own signature. And
Thank you.
So, exactly, and your own name on each dress. And now when we see something colorful, something elegant, and something that dresses women so well, it's not, you don't do fashion for the sake of fashion. You do fashion to make the woman beautiful. And that is a unique quality, my friend, and I really want to congratulate you for it. And,
thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. And also one thing that I saw in your fashion show is that the diversity of the models that you had. Many people nowadays, they don't really pay attention to the models that they have. And I want to say you had African American models, you had plus size models, you had a little bit of every genre of woman, and I think it really goes into your idea of making the woman, whether Latina or not Latina, because you're beyond that, to make her beautiful. And I also want to know that at the end of the fashion show, there was a very special guest. Who was it?
My daughter. She's a little model.
Exactly. I must say, when she walked on the catwalk, you know,
she's a little fashionista. Yes. She's
so professional. You know, she was like a lesson from many other models. So
she was telling the models how to model and how to pose and how to count 1, 2, 3 to 4 to get the best angles. It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
But it's true. It's actually
No,
I'm sorry. What you were saying is actually true. The identity of the designers are disappearing, and it has to do a lot of fall of the department stores, and also some of the people who the buyers have been tired that they're saying the designers, they'll come to the shop, they're trying to change the look of the design, and trying to change, instead of embracing that it's an art, that it's something that it should be taken for what it is. The designer has a vision. They're trying to structure to their own personal taste, and that's what fashion is being affected. And that's what the stores are suffering in sales. Because what is happening right now, you go to all the department stores, every single store, they're suffering in their own business. Why? Because for two major reasons. One is that people are tired of the same thing, the same look over and over and over. And it's because the buyers keep buying the same concept directly in the design houses. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. They send the same picture reference photos to the design houses, and they keep giving just the same thing. So I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to be a cookie cutter. I want to be a designer who can give you something, a vision that I have for a specific woman, but it's also generic for everybody.
Yeah.
And versus of what it is the designers losing their own personality is because they become insecure. Remember, artists are very emotional creatures.
Yeah.
Once you start fooling around with their brain and the emotions, they affect the performance. And that's a major, major damage we're doing to the artists in all industries, acting, music. You need to grow. I used to be to a point in my life that I was doing that. I was becoming something that I didn't like. So, and I was getting a happy result. My customers were not liking what I was doing. I said, you know what? I'm getting blamed for things that I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
I'd rather go. I stopped right away, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want. If I go wrong, at least it's my fault.
Yeah.
I don't have a third party to influence on me.
Yeah.
So I did that, and they're working out for me because the people seem to like what I do. So that's what the major problem we have right now. And then
absolutely right.
The diversity of the diversity that I did in my line with all different heights, different size models, different ethnicities is because women are not cookie cutters. They're not all one prototype. Our society is diverse.
Yeah.
And we need to embrace everybody and acceptance. It's all about acceptance. I have, for instance, in my show, I have a 15-year-old transgender that nobody knew that she was a transgender. She is as pretty as any woman in the world.
Wow.
In my second show, I did a drag queen in my show.
Wow.
And the reason why, because we need to accept people for who they are. Everybody has a message to give, and art is about embracing reality and the passion that everybody can put into it. It just makes it better. The moment that we accept people who they are, our own art reflects better. And that's what I did with my fashion shows, because I don't discriminate people by any means, colors, or anything.
Yeah.
So I want to unify, because getting united, it makes us stronger.
Yeah, exactly. So I totally agree with you, and I always say, be yourself, because the others are already taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, even the big house designers. Look at the big house designers. Like, people are tired of the same Louis Vuitton, Ferragamo. They're house brands, but there's nothing new anymore.
Yeah.
People are looking for something. When you go to a boutique, just grab any woman in the world. Just take it to a store. They run to that department stores like like the hair is on fire, because they don't have that excitement anymore. So now, like, one of my stuff that I want to do, I want to bring, like, we used to do in Paris in the old times, that is like those private boutique shops. Like, you can just do secret locations and invite guests and see a private show and customize dresses for them, one of a kind. And I want that kind of service. I wanted that kind of, like, ability to cater that special woman to her own liking, sit down with her, design something that's her insights. So have that passion.
Yeah, absolutely. I 200% agree with what you're saying. You know, it's funny because I interviewed, I think it was last week, one of our mutual friends, and her name is A.B. Antigua. You know, and she's the fashion director of a wonderful magazine, Latina, and we spoke very, very highly of your fashion and about the Latino culture. And so really, again, Henry, everybody loves the fashion. I want you to know, whether it's on social media or to attend your very, very difficult to get invitation to go to see your fashion show. And I know also, as a matter of fact, that you are also very helping, as an artist, you are helping non-profit causes. So that's also something very wonderful in Costa Rica also. So that's really you have this heart on your dress, but also outside of the fashion show. So really, congratulations for that. So, my dear Henry, if I want to help you, what can I do? If I want to buy your dresses, what can I do in order to see your brand all over the world? What can I do for that?
Well, I've become a buyer, I guess. And,
no, a
I'm
buyer,
looking
okay. So where can we buy your dresses?
Well, I have a studio in New York City that I usually set appointments, and the buyers come and see me. We just finished doing Market Week, and I have a great whatchamacallit, appointments. And
okay.
I do
a
lot of
an appointment if we want to go there.
Yes, I do a lot of private label for other design houses that they like what I do, so they come in, they pick up one dress and they want exclusive for them, and they buy X amount of units, and it becomes their dress. But it's like almost like a top secret, so I do that as well. I do one-of-a-kind dresses. Like I said, I dress a lot of celebrities, so a lot of that is more like in one-on-one interaction. But the buyers, the boutiques, I do trunk shows for them. It's so many different ways you can do it. But right now, a lot of people go to my website. They're trying to contact me from there. But the best thing is, believe it or not, Facebook is an amazing traffic for us designers because most of my accounts, they contact me through Facebook. And not even to my company Facebook, to my personal Facebook, which is hysterical. So I used to be private. Now I have it open to the public because I guess people want to be more accessible. And
let me tell you, people want women. They were crazy about your dresses. I know a lot of women who would like to buy your dresses. Even I'm not a woman, I want to buy your dress and I want to wear it. Just because
there you go. I'm making your size.
No, man, the red you had is, I've never seen that.
You know what? It's funny because when I was selecting, I worked with a couple of stylists who dress a lot of celebrities, and I said, oh my God, I want to color like vampire red, just because it was like so, I don't know, like a bloody, it was a strong jewel. It was like between a garnet and a ruby, so it was like kind of bloody.
Yeah.
So because I wanted jewel tones, and that's why I put the aquamarine. I call it powder blue. And I put a lot of all my jewel colors I wanted this season. I just want to be very bold and aggressive. And then I have my lavender, my romantic colors.
So we can see a lot of those great pictures on Instagram. It's Este and Chloe. So I spell it for you guys. Is ESTE and AND. Chloe, CHLO. Okay, and they have a great website where you can get in touch with these guys, and if you have some good money, I suggest you invest in that brand because that would be the best return on this investment. Let me tell you, the name of the website is Este and Chloe. Once again, it's ESTE and AND Chloe CHLO.com. They're also on Twitter. If you have some money, because we have a lot of audience who are people from the industry, I really suggest you guys to invest in that great brand. And if this is some of our colleagues, journalists, I suggest you get in touch with these guys. And with Henry PICADO, I spelled it PICADO, PICADO, but I'm sure you read his name in several publications, and you should definitely interview him and talk about all his wonderful work. So, my dear Henry, thank you so much for taking some time.
My pleasure.
Schedule.
Can I say something? I would say that people to follow me on Facebook as well for one reason, because I'm going to be doing something fun. It's going to be a pop-up secret locations that I don't get to, nobody gets to know until the day of the event. Yeah. So it's almost like a treasure hunt. I'm going to be giving, and we haven't figured out the first 10 customers, so the first 15 customers comes in, they get actually like 50% off in a custom-made pieces. So it's going to be like a fun entertainment piece just because I want people to experience fashion at its best.
Yeah.
And do the best way. And we're going to have celebrities doing personal appearance, people from Broadway doing performance. So it's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be
Well, for 50% off, I would be there the day before.
Camping, I like that.
I would definitely be there. It's absolutely amazing, and I think I'm going to send one of my friends in each store in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah, we had all of that covered, but we will talk a lot about your work from time to time, and I want you to know that this show is yours 24/7, And if at the next fashion show you're doing, please give me a phone call and we will talk about your fantastic work, the color, the design. Trust me, I've seen many shows in the fashion show, especially this year. And let me tell you, it was the quality of H&M for me. Really, it was that level, and these people, they call that a fashion show. But anyway, but what you did was really haute couture. That's
what people keep saying, but I never considered myself haute couture. I was like, I just like grand. Like,
but that's the best. When people tell you
that it was not pun intended.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best compliment is when you see an actor acting on a movie that he's not an actor anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Acting. It has to be like relaxed and natural, and that's what your fashion is about. It doesn't look overdressed. It doesn't look something that no woman will wear outside to buy it and keep it at home. It is something that makes the woman beautiful that anybody can wear, and that's your power and your signature. And thank you for bringing the fashion and the fashion world and also the Latino culture to a very, very high level. Thanks to you, my dear friend.
Thank you so much. It's very kind, and
my pleasure.
Like I said, it's my passion.
My name is David SERERO, and I had the pleasure to have Henry PICADO, who is a fantastic designer and the founder of this fantastic brand called Este and Clo, ESTEND Clo, CHLO. Go to check him out on his website or Instagram or social media. And he's a fantastic man. You cannot miss him, and you have to buy his dresses. And if you have some money, invest in this brand because, let me tell you, it's worth every penny of it. My dear friend, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anytime. You're more than welcome to come to my studio anytime you want to.
Oh, I will. Don't tell me that. I will sleep there.
Definitely.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
De nada. Au revoir.
Bye.